I am so thrilled to share with you that today's video is sponsored by Blinkist, and as someone who consumes a whole lot of podcasts, I was so excited to learn about Blinkist. They have a library of more than 6,500 non-fictional podcasts and books, which only takes 15 minutes. 15 minutes! Which works amazingly for me while I cook a meal, or I tend my plants in the garden, or paint a dresser like you've just seen me do. And I am currently reading The Curious History of Dating from Jane Austen to Tinder, which I find really interesting. And Blinkist have just launched something called Blinkist Spaces, where you can share titles that you've really enjoyed with friends and family, and everyone in that space can listen to the titles, them having a premium account or membership or not. Blinkist have made a really good deal for me to share with you guys. Get 7 days of free trial plus 25% off an annual subscription if you use the link under my video. So dive in with me. Thank you so much to Blinkist for sponsoring this video. Let's get going. It's just so nice to sit here. Are my teeth green? Hope not. As you guys might know by now, the way I cope with feelings is that I start a new project. So even though I have a lot to do at home, I have decided I want to refresh my studio, clean, organize, move around, just like give it a fresh feel. It looks like an absolute mess there, which you're gonna see when we get there. So I think this is what I'm gonna need today. I've just bought some proviant because it is Saturday, so I got some Toblerone, delicious chocolate, and I also bought these mini flippers and some water with sparkles. So now we are fully ready to go to war. Feels like that. Let's get some music. I couldn't get a parking space right in front of the studio, so I'm gonna watch it like a hawk and wait, because we have so much cardboard we need to take to get recycled. I'm gonna show you that now, the disaster of my studio. Please do not judge me. We're here to do something about it. So Rome wasn't built in a day. I'm not gonna finish today. We're gonna get started. I have quite a bit of things that I would love to do, so let's get moving. Wow, I'm sweating. I've parked illegally. This is definitely Daisy's first capacity test. She passed. So let's go to the tip. I stopped filming myself moving stuff around in the studio when I realized that my pants are quite see-through, and I didn't think about that this morning. So I've spent the last hour or so moving around in the studio, and this is not complete, but it is my vision. I want to have a cozy area in the studio where you can sit down, have a cup of coffee. I want either 4 armchairs or a vintage sofa, a small one facing 2 armchairs with a table in the middle. Just like somewhere where I can sit down, work, invite people over, or when the studio showroom is open, people can sit down here and chill. This is more or less my idea, to have an area here by the window. I think it would be nice to have like a small retro couch here. I'm gonna sell the tall chairs, and then 2 retro armchairs, a table in the middle, coziness, because honestly you never sit here. I never do. People stare down at you. The white display table is in the middle so you can walk around it, and then I've put another clothing rack here, which has made the other side much more airy. But I don't know, there's still many options, but quite like it. I realized I still have a moving box in the studio. 7 months. We have bags in here. This is everything I took out of Celine when I drove her away for the last time. Ah, it's everything from my old living room. Everything that I had in the window. Rocks and gemstones. I'm gonna bring this box back home. Hey guys, it's Sunday and I'm just popping by a thrift shop to see if we can find some retro furniture for my studio before we're gonna head back and continue organizing. Funny enough, it's now been 2 weeks with Daisy. I impulsively bought her 2 weeks ago, right in here next to the thrift shop. Let's try not to buy a car today, shall we? Focus, Elise. Remember, we're here for furniture. We are here for furniture. This one is not the style I'm going for, but it's cool. Elise. Okay, it happened. I'm gonna look through the vintage clothing. Just want to see if they have something beautiful. Like this nightgown was stunning, but it was extremely long. If I was 180, it would have been perfect. All of these patterns, that's just what I love about vintage clothing. It's so happy and bright. The furniture hunt didn't go as planned. Unfortunately, they didn't have anything in like cool velvet shades on the right size. These 2 sofas were the only small ones. The only thing I bought in the thrift shop was a new car. The only thing I bought was an iron board. So boring, but I keep bringing a tiny one from IKEA back and forth from my house to my studio, so now I have a big one that can stay here. Very grown up. Next thing is that I'm gonna sort through the stock. I'm gonna organize. I'm gonna get back on track. To any worried souls there might be out there, there's no paint on my dress yet. I don't know what I was thinking this morning, heading to the studio, doing like spray paint and painting in a dress. No, it's silly, I know. I'm just sitting here in my cozy area. Still haven't been able to find some retro furniture that are not gonna get too big. Feels good to sit down. My body's aching from carrying out the fridge. I can't wait to try one of these Reese's peanut butter eggs, milk chocolate and peanut butter. They were sent to me by a lovely follower. The package just came at the perfect time for me. I opened it up one of those days where I was feeling very low. If you haven't watched my last video, I had been seeing a guy for 3 months. It recently ended, and I was just sitting there on the floor in my living room opening up this package from a friend from across the world. Thank you so much if you're watching. And this was one of the things that was inside the package, and I've never even seen these before, so it's slightly melted. Oh no. It's good. Very peanut buttery, sweet, soft, but I would love to try it. Not completely melted. Thank you so much. Painting my dresser has definitely not been the easiest thing to do. It took me 5 layers of white paint. So if you live in Denmark, I do not recommend Fix. It's just really bad coverage. But we've made it to the fun part. I'm gonna put back on the handles, put the dresser back into place. Yeah, and then I've actually really come quite far with my walk-in closet. I still do need a lamp and some decorations, maybe some shelves on the wall. Yeah, let's get the paint out of here. We're done. Goodbye. Before I show you the results, I'm just going to pop outside and wash these windows. The sweater was absolutely overkill, but this feels amazing. I've had such a big focus on the studio, getting it clean and organized this week. So also being able to partly finish up with my walk-in closet really feels good. I had my first work day in the studio yesterday shooting vintage, and it was just amazing being in such a clean space. I feel so much more motivated, creatively inspired when I'm somewhere organized. So yeah, just feels great ticking up things. So I'm going to show you the results of my work in the studio now. I have some clips of what it ended up looking like, and I hope that you can see a difference. It did take me 4 days, but I think it was absolutely worth it. Here comes some before and after clips of the studio. So this video is now coming to an end. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Leave a thumbs up if you did. Also, thank you so much to Blinkist for sponsoring this video. It really makes a huge difference as a content creator to have some sponsors on my content. So I'm gonna leave all of the information, links under this video. Go check out Blinkist, and I'm gonna see you all very soon. Bye guys.